2019 wasn't just the year of incredible games. It also had some disappointments, some troubling events, and some evolutions of disturbing trends. So while this may be about the things that gamers hated about gaming in 2019, many of these trends may seem familiar to previous years. The more things change after all. So let's take a look. Subscriptions. Just to be clear, this doesn't reference games like Final Fantasy XIV, which justify their cost of their subscriptions year in and year out. No, this is referring to games that are very clearly milking their players, tying RNG rewards and other features to monthly subscriptions to tempt them to spend more money. Mario Kart Tour, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and of course, Fallout 76's Fallout First are all egregious offenders, especially Fallout First since it was broken at launch. Battle Pass tier skips. On the one hand, Battle Passes are a way to guarantee rewards to players who want to spend the time and money. They're a good alternative to loot boxes, especially since the rewards aren't RNG. The problem isn't when every game decides to have a Battle Pass, especially where it doesn't fit, like in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. The problem is when the grind for each tier is so blatantly extended to incentivize paying real money for tier skips. Heck, giving the option to pay for tier skips at all just feels inherently scummy. Games as a Service, or live service. When Games as a Service was first introduced, it seemed like a way for our favorite games to seemingly live forever, if not receive heaps of worthwhile content. As time passed, it was obvious that they, along with the interchangeable live service model, were used to ship incomplete or broken games at launch and patch them as time went by. Maybe promise a post-launch roadmap, reassure and apologize to players, and drop some free content here and there. Surely it'll all be worthwhile, as Anthem, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and Fallout 76 have showcased. Reskinned content. Come on down, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. While we don't generally have a problem with reused content, Bungie's approach to reskinning old content from Destiny 1 and selling it in Destiny 2 is annoying. Shadowkeep is the best example, featuring an entire reused location, several reused bosses from both games' lifespans, and the same enemy type for years and years. Unfortunately, given how entrenched Bungie is with his approach, it's unlikely there will be any change anytime soon. Pre-order or subscribe for early access. Subscribe to EA or Origin Access to play a 10-hour trial of Anthem before it launches. However, you could pay for Origin Access Premier, there's no option for this on consoles by the way, and get the full game a week early. However, if you pre-order either edition or subscribe to any service, you could play the demo several weeks before the launch. Suffice to say, this approach to early game access quickly got confusing. And it's not just EA either. Microsoft has been selling early access with the Ultimate Editions of its games for years, giving a head start to multiplayer fans who pony up the cash. Quality of life features in cash shops. Stuffing quality of life features into paid subscriptions is scummy enough for games like Mario Kart Tour or Fallout 76 with Fallout First. However, putting quality of life features and items into general cash shops has been an annoying trend across numerous games. From legendary items in Lord of the Rings Online to Path of Exile's Salvage Box, which would be discontinued, such was the backlash, and Fallout 76's repair packs and refrigerator. It's just too tempting to pass up for some studios. Gacha systems. Mario Kart Tour, Dr. Mario World. Nintendo embraced the gacha style of monetization more than about anyone else, and it worked, reeling in millions of dollars in profit. Of course, EA decided to get in on the fun with Apex Legends' Iron Crown Collection event, where you had to buy RNG loot boxes for timed exclusive items, which would go towards unlocking the ability to purchase an heirloom item for $35. That's about $170 minimum to get everything. Yikes and more yikes. Always online. Everyone wants a slice of that shared world shooter pie, even if the approach doesn't fit, like with Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So of course, the game had to be always online so you could always see other players in the social hub, slowing the game down massively as a result. Anthem is another incredible example, lacking an offline option and prompting one to sit in matchmaking forever due to a dead player base. Good games that needed more time. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is a pretty good game, make no mistake. However, it's clear that it could have used another few months of polish to fix some major issues, like the platforming sometimes breaking, performance issues on consoles, and more. Of course, you could say the same thing for a number of other games, even The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, which would have benefited from more time to help smooth out any of those frame drops. On the bright side, at least the games are still good and not outright broken at launch. Drip-feeding seasonal content. Come on down again, Destiny 2. Bungie's new approach with content since adopting a quarterly season pass model for the shooter is to slowly drip-feed content. The idea is to give players something to do each week. In practice, this encourages fear of missing out, or FOMO, while stretching an already barren slate of content too far. Pokemon Sword and Shield. There's nothing wrong with enjoying Pokemon Sword and Shield. In fact, if you just want to settle down and catch some Pokemon, battle gym leaders, and become Pokemon champion, they're well worth playing. But 2019 was the year that backlash from the hardcore, longtime fans of the series hit Game Freak. It started with the removal of the national dex, escalated due to the quality of animations, further escalated when hundreds of Pokemon were found to be removed, and has since settled into disappointment. Your mileage, and that of millions of others, may vary, but for many others though, Pokemon Sword and Shield would be quite anger-inducing. Skill-based matchmaking. There's no denying that some degree of skill matching is necessary in multiplayer. After all, you don't want new players constantly being destroyed by veterans. But when skill is emphasized too heavily, you get something like Destiny 2's Crucible or Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The better you perform, the more skilled opponents you're matched against, regardless of how laggy some lobbies can get. It also doesn't help that you're saddled with lesser proficient players, resulting in a balanced game on paper, but which is actually a stomp. Long story short, more matchmaking options please developers. Give the power to the players, and let them choose the experience that they want. Microtransactions in full-priced games. Microtransactions in free-to-play games like Warframe and Path of Exile walks a very fine line, but even if you ignore them altogether, they're still excellent games that can be played for free. Not so in the case of games like Gears 5 or Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which are full-priced and packed with microtransactions. Even if they do deliver free content, it's not even close to the scale of the above two free games, with the prices they charge. The solution isn't an easy one, but perhaps it could start with publishers maybe not being so greedy. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.